Hey world, it's Being Willie coming back live. It's a beautiful day, sunset. There's things to talk about. Hope everybody got a chance to watch my last video um, about the incident that happened here in Houston last night. We're gonna get into that. Uh, we're gonna get into a couple other incidents that occurred. And I want to kind of ask some questions, okay? But I want to wait a couple of minutes, guys, and you know, get situated here. Hope everybody enjoying themselves. Send me a shout out. Let me know who's out there. What's going on? What's going on? We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it, Sap. God, if you read the title, God, I had police brutality, Iran, and the retail apocalypse. Okay, that's going to be something that is going to affect a lot of people as well. All right, fam, I want to go ahead and get into it. If you didn't hear last night, if you didn't watch my last video, um, there was a woman killed in a police situation. She was stopped uh, while in an apartment complex, and the police officer that actually killed her was a police officer that actually lived in an apartment complex. Matter of fact, I want to just kind of get into it and let you guys hear a couple of things that I had picked out for us. All right. What's up? What's up, Daryl? Appreciate you here. Appreciate you here. Yeah, it was bad. Ryan, hey Val, I see you. No doubt, no doubt. My baby right there. All right, guys, let's get into it. Like I said, if you didn't hear the story, if you didn't get a chance to watch my last video, something happened in Houston. A female was killed, and let's get into it real quick.
Officials in the Houston area are investigating a deadly police shooting caught on video last night. The cell phone video posted on social media shows a Baytown, Texas police officer firing 5 shots after struggling to arrest a 45-year-old woman.
Okay, now you heard that. Struggling to arrest a 45-year-old woman. All right, let's get into it.
Nikki Batiste is covering this still unfolding story and joins us at the table. The video we've seen so far is very disturbing.
Now, the video was disturbing, to say the least. And if you hadn't had a chance to watch the video, man, it hurt my heart, okay? You know, you would think they have some discretion. And the problem I have with this whole situation, okay, is that the police officer that committed the shooting, he was an 11-year veteran. Okay. Now this video isn't a divide and conquer hate video, guys. This is an informative video that I think need to be discussed, because when too many situations occur the same way, you got to start asking questions. Okay. I'm a man, and you know, there's a difference between women and youth. Okay. 16, 17, and younger, and females. Those are kids. Those are females. So as a man, there's a level of aggression that it's not going to be passed. I'm not going to cross that, because this is a female. This is a kid. You dig? And so I'm trying to really wonder where we got to the point where, you know, females, you know, from a law enforcement standpoint, are being treated like males, and armed males at that. Because this particular shooting was a bad situation, because first of all, she was unarmed. Okay, that's first of all. And second of all, you know, you live in the same apartment complex she lives in, so you know her. And if you're going through the apartment complex and you doing security in the apartment complex and you see her, you know, normally you don't get into that type of confrontations alone. You dig? You normally have backup, or you call backup. And with it being a female, if you had a chance to watch that video, I don't encourage you to watch it, but I mean it'll put more light on what I'm talking about. Um, you just don't do women like that, okay? And it's just a situation where if you think back years ago, not too far ago, but we had another incident here in Texas, out here in the Prairie View area. A young lady by the name of Sandra Bland, okay? And that video went viral. You dig? And it shows this man, manhandling her. Now, and then she ultimately was found dead in her cell where they said she killed herself, and they said she had mental problems. Now, the devaluing of her life is what really kind of tripped me out, because why would you devalue her life like that? And to die under those type of circumstances was quite, it was just too ambiguous of a situation. And to throw out she had mental problems and she was depressed and all that kind of stuff. But the video shows a man aggressively manhandling a female. That's what the video shows. And if you was a man on the street doing a woman like that, you would get arrested for assault. You did? So as a man putting your hands on a woman and a law enforcement officer, where all this training? See, and that's the mindset that I'm trying to figure out, because you're 11-year veteran. You have the training. Okay. This is a female. This at night. You live in the same apartment complex. You know her. Why are you looking up her information at night? Just because you see her and you see that she has outstanding warrants? That situation could have been handled totally different. Okay? And I haven't even, like, say whether it's true or not, because now there's speculation that she's not pregnant. But the fact remains that when she said I'm pregnant, the aggression level should have ceased, or something should have happened. Okay? I mean, so it's something I want to discuss. Let's get back into this video, family.
Extremely disturbing, Gail. Police say the 11-year veteran was apparently doing a routine patrol outside of an apartment complex when he came across a woman who he knew had outstanding warrants.
They said he knew she had outstanding warrants, and he was doing security at night. At night, she's walking. I mean, how do you see her like that? You did? And so, let's keep it going.
We must warn you, the video you are about to see can be disturbing to some viewers. According to police, gains control of the officer's taser, turning it on him. That's when he fires his gun at the woman 5 times.
Now, if you didn't get to watch the video, actually, it's pretty disturbing. He fired his gun 5 times, okay? But she was on her back when he got up. Now, I don't know what type of shape he's in, but for him to pull his taser out and try to tase her, and she takes the taser from him and tases him, I'm just saying you back up, then pull your gun and shoot her. Where's your self-control? I mean, and then the spokesman for the Baytown Police Department said in that type of situation, he is trained to kill. I mean, because he's threatened. But then again, I asked the question, in that type of situation, why would you accost a suspect or someone that you say has warrants by yourself? Okay. And like I say, you had a body camera on, so we're going to see everything that happened, maybe. But everything about that is, that's not MO. That's not protocol. And it's at night. And so that's where I kind of have a problem with that. Let's back up. Let's back up.
At one point telling him she's pregnant. She then, according to police, gains control
Hold
of the
up.
officer.
Hold up.
At one point telling him... The woman continues to struggle with the officer as she falls to the ground, at one point telling him she's pregnant. She then, according to police, gains control of the officer's taser, turning it on him. That's when he fires his gun at the woman 5 times.
Okay, so we know right there that when she's saying I'm pregnant, something should. I mean, he should have ceased. And if you didn't watch the video, it's pretty bad. And see, and what I mean about devaluing someone's life. Now, this just happened yesterday, right? How does the news have the audacity to have this? Listen to this.
Who saw the woman frequently walking her dog in the area say they believe
Staying here.
Witnesses who saw the woman frequently walking her dog in the area say they believe she may have had mental issues.
What? She may have had mental issues. She just died. She was just killed last night. But they interviewed residents of the apartment complex, and what I heard them say that, well, she was nice. She never hurt anybody. She used to walk her dog. But then neighbors say that she may have had mental issues. What? See, that's the same thing they said about Sandra Bland. Okay? How you gonna say she had mental? Why would you put something out like that? To me, that's either slander or libel. Because how you know that? How you know that? How would y'all say that she has mental issues? Okay? So that there, man, I just wanted to clarify the video that I had done earlier, because some of the information I didn't know. Now, like I say, from the video and from further research, he was placed on 3 days leave. Huh? He's placed on 3 days leave for them to investigate what happened. I'm watching what happened. All right? If that's not a cop, and those are 2 civilians out there, and that happens, if that's a man and a woman out there, that there's no investigation. That's a 187. That's a homicide. So how is it just 3 days leave? So I mean, he's not losing any financial benefits, any medical benefits. He's not losing anything right now. And he only got 3 days of leave. Wow, man, that's and like I say, and then they say, well, when he shot her, he tried to perform, CPR. Why would you try to perform CPR if it's a suspect that you felt you need to use deadly force? So if you're using deadly force, why are you trying to do CPR? All right. So, fam, I just wanted to come back and just kind of give you an update on that story. It's pretty bad. Like I say, where you live affects how you live. And like I say, you got to be careful out there. You got to be careful out there. And as Afro-melanated people, the narrative is to be like, well, it just don't happen to black people. I mean, more white people get killed by cops than black people. Well, why we don't never see that? You did? Where's that on the news? I'm not seeing on video, Caucasian women being body slammed by the cops. I'm not seeing it. Maybe it's me, but I'm not seeing it. Okay, and so, if you didn't get a chance to check it out, check that out and come up with your own assessment and ask yourself the question: if you're Afro-melanated, ask yourself the question, because see, you have to have a certain mindset. You can't be that cognitively distant and think that all these situations and everything that's going on is just coincidental. Okay? It can't be. It can't be. Afro-melanated people, what's going on that in every particular area, mostly in the world, there's disenfranchisement, there's, inequality. There's a lot of things going on. You got to ask yourself, damn, what's that about? I mean, even in Haiti, What's going on in Haiti? They massacring people in Haiti. And what are the people in Haiti doing? They're trying to leave Haiti and go where? To the Dominican Republic. But guess what? They don't want them in the Dominican Republic. You dig? So, I mean, it's just something, you know. So, some of you cats out there, I'm free. Okay. You free. Now, free is a state of mind, is a consciousness. Okay. If you're indeed free, okay, just from an analytical standpoint, if you're free, answer this question. Okay. You know, where did you get your name from? Who named you? Where your name come from if you're free? Because I'm saying prior to 1600s, all right? Because I also want to ask about, you know, adults, what's that? American descendants of slavery? American descendants of slaves? If it's American descendants of slaves, do you subscribe to the notion that the slaves come from Africa? Or do you subscribe to the notion that once the colonists and the Europeans came over here, your descendants were enslaved? Are you descendants of those who were enslaved? Because I'm trying to understand, like, because if it's Africa, then prior to 1600, then what was your name? You know, what's your name? Who named you? Okay? Who named you? Okay. And who gave you the God that you pray to? Who gave you the God that you pray to? And what language did your people speak prior to the 1600s? Okay? And so, if you don't know, because I can tell you who gave you your name, who gave you your God, who gave you your, you know, your culture, your language, you know, the food we eat, the clothes. I can tell you that. You know that consciously, right? And so if you know that, then you know that there has to be a certain mindset in certain individuals when you can actually look at, you know, see a female or see a kid, a teenager, and as a man, kill him, and you're a cop. That's supposed to be something, you know. And so if you totally disconnected, you know, from understanding that gender and understanding age in reference to being a man, and you shooting or killing a woman, or you body slamming a woman, you killing a kid, shooting a kid, who does that? Okay? I mean, just in Oklahoma, April 26th, about 2 or 3 weeks ago in Oklahoma City, cops were trying to apprehend a robbery suspect. He's in the car with his wife and 3 kids in the back. The cops were shooting in the car, shot 2 of the kids. Okay? Who does it? If it's a robbery suspect, okay, we follow him. We're going to follow him. He's not shooting at you guys. But you roll up on him and you cops, and y'all shoot in the car with kids in, and y'all shoot the kids. And you know, luckily the kids didn't die. But this was just a couple of weeks ago. This is like 3 weeks ago. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. It has to be some type of disconnect when, as police officers, and like I say, this ain't every police officer, but it has to be a mindset. Because, you know, we can so cavalierly talk about the shootings in Chicago. Like it's, you know, 115 was shot, 24 was killed. Who are the 24 that were killed? And who are the people that are committing these shootings? Because why they not on the news? You did. Okay? And so it has to be a disconnect. All right? So, but I digress. Family, I would definitely make sure in this day and age that you keep your money straight and because right now really money don't really exist. Okay? Only thing that exists is your energy. And with it being your energy, you have to make sure that you take care of your situation. Okay. And I want to respond to the comment. They said that we were the chosen ones. The chosen ones. Who are the chosen ones? Family, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a spiritual cat, and I've read the Bible many times. And like I said, I don't take the Bible in a literal sense. I do understand that there are things in that allegory personifications, but there's something about those books of Deuteronomy and Exodus that when my family in the garden speak of the chosen ones, and when I hear others, there's something to that, because there's no way that we shouldn't have no idea where we come from or who are we. What other people in the world can live in a society where they tell you that they gave you a slave Bible? This in a museum. I mean, think about how crazy that is. It's in a museum, and we know that it exists. We know a slave Bible exists, but we don't know where we come from. Western Afro-melanated people. It don't make sense. And so when I think about Deuteronomy, when I think about Exodus, and I think about how women and children are being shot and killed in the streets, like it's nothing. But you'll have certain females killed, and there are laws changed because of it. Okay, I don't know if you remember that a couple of years ago, and that they said a Mexican immigrant shot and killed this Caucasian young girl, and they changed laws. Or the fact that there was a young lady that was killed in Sweden or somewhere, and they went over there and made sure they got that guy. But we have all these, our kids and our females are killed in the street, and cops are getting 3 days leave, or being found not guilty, and all this kind of stuff. You did. And so there is a group of people, and that's what I'm saying. If you didn't get a chance to watch the Glenn Beck video, go back and check that out, when I talked about how Glenn Beck said that the Jews are the chosen ones, that they're the chosen people, because it says in the Bible. But when I look at the people they talk about in the Bible, especially in Deuteronomy, especially in Exodus, it just stands to reason. It has to be some familiarity with the people that are what are quote unquote enslaved today. And what's the big secret? Why don't we know who we are in reference to exact countries? Okay, why we don't get to know that? But we know that dinosaurs existed millions of years ago. Come on now, y'all know exactly what a dinosaur looked like, and what region, what they ate, everything. But you can't let us know where people that was allegedly brought over here in the 1600s, 500, 600, 1600s, you can't tell us where exactly we come from? Okay. Yeah. Energy, health as well. Yeah, no doubt. Because see, we get it twisted. We thinking that the money, like we chasing money, like chasing the money. Money don't exist. A lot of people don't even know who owns the money, where money comes from. You dig? Henry Ford said, the guy over Ford that brought Ford, and he said, if the general public knew how the banking system really worked, it would be a revolution in the streets before tomorrow. And that's true, because just what I know, what I've learned about how money works and where it comes from, and how the whole Federal Reserve System was brought up, I'm tripping. I mean, how does a bank charge you ATM fees to get your own money out the bank? Huh? How does that work? So you have to be like, we have to be kind of thrown to think that's cool. But they got the banking system so entwined in our fabric of our society that it's like it's where your money's supposed to be. When in actuality, money don't even exist. I mean, it's just your energy. Like they said, your energy is your wealth, and your health is your wealth. And that's real, because think about it. Look at how they treat elderly after 65. Look how they treat us. Look how they treat our grandparents. Okay? The health, energy. Can't make them no money. And then that's why they say from 0 to 16, kids, no, y'all go to school. We don't care about y'all. But until you can work. And that's why I would tell my kids the other day. Listen, you ain't got to go to college to be a millionaire. You ain't got to go to college to be wealthy. You can get your job at 16 years old. Okay? Stay at the crib with moms and dad. Because you know they love you, so you ain't got to pay no bills. Save your money, invest your money. 4 years, come on, man. If you want to go to college, then you go to college. But why go to college? If you're not going to be a doctor, a lawyer, architect, or something where you know there's a demand for it. To just go to college and waste all that money for what? For what? And if you can't afford to go and just pay the money right off bat, why would you get a loan? Excuse me, you're not getting a loan because they don't ever actually give you the money. They just put the algorithms in the computer and tell you, oh, we just gave you a loan. All right? And we fall for hook, line, and sinker. All right? But I digress. Family, Iran allegedly is the next threat. Right now, United States is thinking about sending 120,000 troops. Okay? 120,000 troops to the Middle East. Like I told y'all before this market crash, something has to happen. And you know, this corporation over here, you know, in order for something to happen, it has to be a war. And remember, only reason they have wars is so that the stock market can be manipulated. And like I told y'all before, it's going to be geopolitical reasons. This has been the longest boom in the history of the stock market, in the history of Wall Street, so something has to happen. Okay? 120,000 U.S. troops supposed to be going over to the Middle East pretty soon. And here you are, and that's why they've been ramping up all those be all you can be U.S. Army commercials, right? Telling they're gonna give you $40,000 to sign up. Yeah, because they finna go to war, and then there's gonna be a big war, okay, with Iran, Russia, all that. But let's not get it twisted. It's gonna be another like Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan. If you know anything about the Trilateral Convention and what they actually put in that paperwork years ago, this was already in the making. Okay, there was like 7 or 8 countries that the global elite wanted to take down, and Iran is the one. And actually, I think that's the last one. Okay, it was Libya, it was Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran, North Korea, Sudan, and a couple of more guys. But I know it was those right there in that region right there. And that's why Ahmadinejad, the president of Iran, if you listen to any of his speeches, he been calling this out for a while. Even my man out of Venezuela. Venezuela also was on the list. Man, Maduro's, his name escapes me right now. Can somebody help me out? What was Venezuela's president that died? Can somebody help me right quick? Or do I need to utilize my resources? I just want to put my glasses on, family. And I appreciate the lights, guys. I really do. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining me tonight, too. Let's find out his name right quick. And I really like that cat, too. He died, but there you go. Thank you, Ms. Bailey. Hugo Chavez. Chavez also had a lot of things to say about the United States. And he was, he was knocked off, pretty quickly. Okay? So Venezuela is one of those countries. And now it's Iran. And then it's mighty ironic that, we still haven't removed all the troops from Iraq and Afghanistan. And we're already talking about going into Iran. But see, I understand it because I know that's part of the plan. Part of the plan, guys, like I say, when I told you earlier that money don't exist, remember, just our energy. And that's why they're basically eventually going to be moving to a global currency. Don't get it twisted. I mean, a lot of times you can't spend cash anymore. You have to, give them a card. All right. And if you looked at my title, the last title on there was a retail apocalypse. It's gonna be 6,000 stores closing this year. 6,000 retail stores closing. That's a lot of jobs. Okay? And from that, you have to understand that with those jobs not being there, that means more and more people have to depend on the government. And when you have to depend on the government, then they're gonna pretty much dictate, what you support and what you're gonna be willing to put up with. Because remember, you remember what happened when they shut the government down. Federal workers, they didn't protest. They didn't really protest. See, they didn't go knock on congressmen's doors and say, hold up, give my money. They just said, we want to work. See, long as the government knows that you can get that type of docility out of the people, then they're going to continue to do what they do. Okay, so we got 6,000 jobs going to be closing this year, moving toward that global currency, which is cryptocurrency. Family, if you think that cryptocurrency is not going to happen, look at your card now. You can't swipe no more. You gotta insert your card. And if you look at your card, that little chip right there, that's cryptocurrency. Yeah. And so eventually, that's why they done made people so dependent on the internet and on their cell phone, that smart device. Because see, the more and more dependent you are, the less and less you interact with humans, and less you write stuff down, and less, like going to the bank, you know what I mean? When everything is online. All your information is already on there. And so imagine once we go to a digital currency, like Bitcoin or like these other cryptocurrencies, that eventually is going to be algorithmic, where everything is going to be through scans, right? Well, what happens if someone hacks your account? And remember, it's going to happen. All you can basically do is just try to be as safe as possible, because remember, the same people that invented the internet can hack the internet, and they can just say other people are doing it. Why you think when these hackers do something, we never know who the hackers are? Why you think hackers are never arrested? They never arrested, okay? and I was telling some kids the other day about the First Amendment and who does it apply to. And like I was telling y'all before, Facebook, Instagram, they got people so dependent on those. And they can shut you down anytime because it's a private institution. I mean, it's a private organization. It's a private entity. It's a private corporation. So under the guise that it's open to the public or whatnot, yeah, it's open to the public, but it's personal. It is a private organization. So they can do whatever they want. Okay? So, man, get your money up, family. Pay yourself first. All right? Pay yourself first, because, and I hate to say it, that I'm happy and I'm kind of enthusiastic, because I know, there's going to be a lot of people hurt out here because this pending war with Iran, the trade war with China, okay, Federal Reserve, stymieing interest rates, but eventually going to start raising interest rates. All of that means people are going to be afraid. I mean, the Dow Jones just dropped 600 points the other day because Trump said that he was going to ramp up the China tariffs. It dropped 600 points just because of that, just because of what he tweeted. So when these 120,000 troops get marched out there to the Middle East, when all these stores get to closing, the Federal Reserve is going to do something, right? And then the market is going to crash. So family, save your money, pay yourself first, and try to get yourself in a situation, because if not, you're going to be left out in the shuffle. Okay. Well, fam, I just wanted to come back with that information, a little food for thought. Thank all you guys for joining me tonight. Appreciate the likes, appreciate the love. And guys, in the meantime, between time, may the Most High Inside bring you joy. And being with is out of 5,000.